There you go.
Perfect. What's going on, Richie Evans? I appreciate you coming on the show here, Sports and Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max, St. John's University, WSJU Radio, the one and only, one of the illest lyricists out now,
Come on.
Richie Evans. But he's been nice.
Come on, I've been nice a little bit, but I think now I got to really give it to him. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. How are you gonna be giving it to him on this new album that you have coming up?
Man, truthfully, man, I feel like I'm just in a good space with self. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like, I'm at peace right now, man. I really tapped into a great aura, you know what I'm saying, and just putting out a great body of work. I think that people are really gonna really respect it and appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Before we start going back to your backstory of being born in Pennsylvania and growing up in Arizona,
right?
You classify yourself as a rapper, an artist, or an MC?
All the above. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel that that's one of my strong points. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, my love for this music thing started from hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I'm saying, as time was growing as a kid, and growing up, I mean, of course you really start, learning other avenues and listening to other, genres and things like that to kind of put into your own, you know what I'm saying? So I think that I really got a good, surrounding of tools in my arsenal that like I said, I can MC when it's time to really, bar it up, but I also can be creative and, hit the storytelling is also as well as try to create a record for radio. So I think I'm well versed at that.
Mm-hmm. How come you think that bars aren't as popular as they used to be? Because back in the day, you had to be nice and you wanted to go bar for bar. That was the whole point of being a rapper. How come it's just kind of faded away?
It's crazy because I had this discussion maybe last week. I was talking to one of my partners and I said, I'm big on the bars and just, really rapping, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm big on the respect process first before anything, you know what I mean? But I also think that the reason why things have really changed up in this industry is more based upon, let's be honest, hip hop and MCing has got commercial.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, first it started out as just as a love and as a passion and an understanding of fine art. But I think now that, like I said, man, you got McDonald's and Burger King and Nike and a lot of, Microsoft and Google and shit, you know what I mean? Like, it's gotten commercial. And let me be clear, I don't think that that's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that shows the growth of, music and, hip hop and shit like that. But I think that's the reason why the bars and just the certain creativity as it once was is not there.
Mm-hmm. Who was an MC that you studied closely growing up?
Nas.
Nah, I like that because Nas is my favorite rapper of all time.
So is mine.
It's a shame that he just won a Grammy now because he should have won one for Illmatic. It was written. Sure. It was written, in my opinion, is Nas's best album.
I agree with that. I do agree with you on that one. I think that Illmatic was his most legendary, project, but on a full scale surface, you know what I'm saying? It was written was the one, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, Nas is definitely, somebody that I really, watched and studied a lot. Game was another,
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Game was another, T.I.'s one.
That's right.
Who else, man? DMX was another. You know what I'm saying? He DMX, really wrote from a place that a lot of people can't even understand. Like he was a very emotional artist, you know what I'm saying? And he put a lot of his true self into everything that, he was doing. So there's a few artists I rock with like that, man.
You can't name an artist such as DMX. I mean, this guy was praying on his albums, literally saying prayers on. When it's dark, it's hell is hot.
Facts. He single-handedly, I think, really stood the test of times for, I don't want to say the have-nots because that's not what it was. When X came into the industry, let's be clear, Mace, Puffy, like, the shiny suit syndrome was there. You know what I'm saying? But like he really came in from the gutter. You know what I'm saying? And really set a tone. So, you know what I mean? RIP and shout to DMX, man. Like, you know, I always tell people I put him in my top 5. You know what I mean? He made that much of an impact as an artist to the industry, and you can't deny that.
I was having a conversation with OC on my show Monday night, and it's funny that you say that you put him in your top 5 because he never gets brought up in top 10 discussions, top 5 discussions, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's super crazy. And I mean, I say this all the time too. Like, you know, I'm not, you know, the original X, when I mean, you know, when it was dark and hell is hot, you know, X had bars, even though his emotions and his passion took over the record. No, X can really spit. You feel me? And I think that that's what got lost in translation as well. I just think that his energy was so infectious that it got overlooked because of that. You know what I'm saying? But nah, X top, you know, he's a great all time for sure.
My favorite DMX album is Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. That's the one for me. Yeah.
I don't know, man. When it was dark and hell was hot was something for me, man. Flesh of My Flesh and Blood of My Blood was tough. It was, and I don't want to say mainstream, but it was a great body of work, and it did give you a different feel from the first album for sure. But I don't know, man. When it was dark and hell was hot was tough to me, man. Tough.
Where do we get those barred out tracks anymore where you have 5 MCs on it, such as Blood Out? We don't get those anymore.
Man, you know, truthfully, I'm gonna drop a gem on you right quick. You know, we just finished my EP called Highly Favored, which should be dropping this summer.
Exactly.
But
right.
I'm working on my, you know, official debut right now as well. And one of my goals right now, man, is I want to be the first artist to have a feature with oh my God, I forgot. One second. With I forgot the group name, but with Kendrick, J Rock, Schoolboy Q.
Oh, TDE.
Yeah, but they got a name for all of them together. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And you know, that's something I want to do. Like I want to have a record to take it back to that particular stance when you got 5 spitters and y'all all just going for what you know. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, we've actually we did something like that a long year, but I want to try to reach out and see if we can do something like that again for the masses now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's different right now because, you know, like I said, Kendrick is probably the face of the music industry right now. You know what I'm saying? J Rock went platinum, Schoolboy Q went platinum. Ab, you know what I'm saying? I think he went platinum as well. So I mean, you know, that's a heavy hitters list right there. You know what I mean?
100%. I agree with you on that. Think of other tracks, Reservoir Dogs, Flavor in Your Remix. Man,
like that, man. That's what I'm saying. I need one of those right about now, man. I need one of those right about now.
We definitely do. We need that real hip hop back. We need it back in the mainstream. I mean, you got some guys that are buzzing out here like Dave East and Conway, all those guys that are barred out, which is good for hip hop.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very big fan of Dave East, a very big fan of Conway, Benny. You know what I'm saying? Benny out there crushing it too. So I mean, you know, hip hop is really in a solid space right now for sure.
Let's start from your beginning of being an MC and all the way up to handing your demo tape to the game, because some people may be afraid and may not have the courage to stand up to a big MC such as the game at that time. Especially this was fresh off the documentary.
Yeah. He, like I said, at that particular time, man, he was fresh off the documentary. He was in my city, man, working on his album with Swiss Beats. He was working on The Doctor's Advocate at that time. Man, I was in the studio, man, and I was on my way to the crib, and I seen there was a Lambo parked outside of the club, and I had one disc in my pocket. So I go in there to get me a drink, and I look over to the VIP section, and I see Swiss Beats, and I see Game. You know what I mean? And you know, I go to pay for my drink and I feel my CD in my back pocket. So I kind of was like, shit, you know what I mean? I gotta go for what I know. I get a drink, man, and I walk up to the VIP. His security guard was there, his man was there, and I was like, hey, all respect, you know, no CD the game. And it was like, you know, a couple people, why don't you give it to me? every artist has been through that transition in their life where you didn't give it to a manager, gave it to a security guard, and it never got back to where it needed to go to. So I kind of was like, nah, I'm really not feeling that right now. So Game gets up and he walks to the side of the bar. So when he gets up, everybody else moves with him as well. So I just slip in the VIP and I walk up to him and I'm like, hey, Game. And as soon as I put my hand out, his security grabs me, ropes me, damn near chokes me up. But I still got the disc in my hand. And I said, yo, bro, all due respect, I wasn't coming here to, cramp your space or ask for an autograph or nothing. I was like, I'm just a young one out here really trying to get my shit off. I got one disc. I didn't feel comfortable giving it to your manager, giving it to your security guard. I was like, as long as you got it, I'm cool. If you throw it away, that's fine. But at least I know you got it. So he took the disc, man, and him and Swiss Beats left. And then the next day, man, I got a phone call and a plane ticket to LA. And it was on since then, brother.
If you could recall, what did that demo tape sound like?
Hard. I was going, truthfully speaking, I was at a time I was at a crossroads with like a lot of stuff in my life at that time. You know what I'm saying? And I was just, everything was bars. I just had a lot of emotion, a lot of, frustration, a lot of high energy. You know what I'm saying? I just know that it was, it was just hard. And like I said, for Buddy to call me the next day, you know what I'm saying, and tell me to jump on a plane to come to LA, man, you know what I'm saying? Something, and that's how it was, man.
From the plane ride, when you got off in LA, you went right to the studio with the Game. What was that first session with him like?
Oh my God. It's crazy because when he picked me up from the airport, I was still kind of in shock. Like, yo, I'm really in LA. Buddy just picked me up from the airport. Like, I'm in his car. And that's the first thing he said. He was like, yo, we about to drop off your bags out my crib and we're going straight to the stew. So he started playing some of his album from the Doctor's Advocate. He's like, yo, tell me what you think. You fucking with this, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, that shit hard. So as soon as we ended up pulling up to the studio, Kanye West was sitting in there.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? So, mind you, I land, Game picked me up, but now, him and Kanye got the version, chopping it up a little bit, going through some beats. Game ended up picking out a record, and he got the writing to it. The crazy thing about it was I knew that Game was going to ask me to rap at one particular point. You know what I mean? So, of course, as an artist, you know what I'm saying, you can do shit off the top of your dome, but also, you know what I mean, when you really in your element, you can write something the night before or whatever, and you can memorize it right then and there and spill it. So there was something that I wrote on the plane. So while they was going through the beats, I just had my head down, kind of like whispering to myself, trying to just memorize the shit that I was doing. So Kanye looks over and he was like, yo, you got something to this record? And I was like, yeah. He was like, go jump in there. You know what I'm saying? So I jumped in the booth, and the only thing that was going through my mind was like, I got to get Kanye to bob his head, and I got to get Game to bob his head, or they going to send my ass home. You know what I'm saying? But I go in there, man, I lay my verse. Game stops me right after I lay my verse and tells me to come out. So I'm like, shit, man, I'm about to go home. But he jumped in the booth and laid a hook, and that was my first record that I ever released and recorded. It was called Rollin', produced by Kanye West and featuring the Game. You know what I'm saying? So, that was a history move all within itself.
That's wild. That's insane that you had Kanye in the studio with Game. That's not a story that many can tell.
Facts. No, facts. Like, a lot of, that's why I give so much praise to Game, because, he showed me a lot. You know what I'm saying? He really showed me how this industry is done. He showed me how to really create a great body of work and really showed me what the grind was about. You know what I'm saying? I was able to build some solid relationships, you know what I mean? And I was also, able to just mature and grow, you know what I'm saying, and learn, you know what I'm saying, from a standpoint that a lot of niggas can't. So, I always give my big bro a lot of love and respect for, you know what I'm saying, giving me those tools.
They've had some legendary collaborations together. I mean, Doctor's Advocate, of course, but think to the documentary too with the song Moolah. That song was good.
Yeah. Nah. Like I tell people all the time, one thing about Game is he works hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a real grinder in the lab, and he knows how to create great bodies of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I think that he knows how to well round a project to give you the bars, give you the, you know, radio or single records that are lighter for the ear, as well as the feelings, as some storytelling and some other, you know, things to really make you respect his pen. So he's very crafty with the work.
Do you think he's underrated? In my opinion, he
sure.
is, because I think he dropped when he dropped Born to Rap. I said that was like a top 3 hip hop album that year that came out, hands
For
down.
sure. You know, I've always said it. I've always said the game is, you know, he's in my top 5 too. But I think that he's underrated because I think that a lot of his I say off court, but like off industry antics or situations block all the accolades that he's garnished over there. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people kind of forget, like, you know, if you really, really put Game in his element, my dog, he can bar Game with probably the best ones out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think that people fail to forget that. Like he's dope. He's super, super nice, man.
Just look what he did on 92 Bars when he was with Meek Mill there. He put him in a body bag.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Is like, don't get it fucked up for one particular minute. Like, Brody can really turn the light switch on whenever he's in pocket. You know, whenever he's on his 1-2, he can get serious with the shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Originally, your name was Juice.
Yeah.
What was the decision for the name change to Richie Evans?
Growth. And I feel like there was so much stigma around the whole Black Wall Street thing at that time. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to understand, and there was, you know, the 50 Cent drama, you know what I'm saying? Also, you know, Games, well, our manager, Jimmy Hinchman at the time, you know, catching a case, all types of weird shit was going on. And I felt like, you know, in order for me to stand in my own light and get my own clarity, you know what I mean? Like, I have to step away and stand on my own too. I also even felt like Games' light was so big that if I wanted to elevate where I wanted to be, I had to step from under it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was always going to be that little brother situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's kind of like the Kobe and Shaq move. You know what I mean? Like, it comes a time where little monkey turns gorilla. Like, I learned from you, big bro, but now it's time for me to try to bring a championship to my city. You know what I'm saying? It's time for me to run a team now and really see if I can do it. You know what I mean? So at that particular time, man, just to kind of start from a clear point of view and really stand on my own, I didn't think that. I think that there's nothing realer than the name your mom gave me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's my name, Richie Evans. So, you know, I switched over to it. You know what I mean? And it's been working, bro.
That's good. Was he understanding when you went to him and said that you wanted to branch out on your own so that you could actually stand out?
Yeah. I knew at first it was a little odd because, you know, again, like I'm his little brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really laced me with like a lot of tools. But I think that through all the contractual stuff that was going on over there with the label at the time with 50 Cent and how it was affecting all the artists under it, I think that he was just like, you know what, little bro, you're right. Like, you know, in order for you to really, really blossom, like, I gotta let you fly, really try to do this shit, you know what I'm saying, how you want. So, I mean, you know, I still talk to him to this day. You know what I'm saying? He's, you know, if I got a question or really need anything, he'll still pick up and reach out, you know what I'm saying? And so it's all love, man. It's all love.
Since you said you want to be branching out with your career now, you got the debut coming, then you got the upcoming release that you have that's dropping in May. Will Game be on any of these projects, or you're just trying to stay? Oh, he will. Okay.
No, for sure. And don't get me wrong. Like, I have a couple records with Game. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to pick and choose which projects I want to put them on, but I do think like that too, where, you know, these first couple records that I dropped in the EP and stuff like that, I didn't really want to have them on there because I wanted people to know that I can carry this shit on my own too. Mm-hmm. But I do have records with him that will, you know what I'm saying, make the debut project for sure.
That's fire. Who are some other MCs that you have in mind? Because there's people who rely on features and can hold their own on their tracks
Right.
and in their albums and make a name for themselves. Then there's some artists who need that just to survive and
Right.
make a name for themselves. Oh, he had a song with Game. Oh, he had a song
Right.
with someone such as Kendrick Lamar, which you
Right.
have actually, which
Right.
is
Right. Right. No, so it's crazy because I look at it that way too. I felt like when I stepped away from Game, I was going to do a bunch of single records and really try, jump on other people's records too, to kind of get the name circulating and really get the respect going. I was dropping a couple singles and I'm dropping the EP, like I said, Highly Favored. On Highly Favored, like I said, I got my guy named Vito, you know what I'm saying, R&B cat from Atlanta. Matter of
for
fact, he just,
you. New
For
single.
You know what I'm saying, the new single we got dropped. He just went platinum, I want to say last week. So, salute to my man Vito on his journey. I got Rick Ross on the EP.
That's fire.
Yeah, man. I got who else? I got two kids from my city that are kind of dope. Dude named Felony and a guy named Jay Waves. So, as far as the EP go, that's kind of where I wanted it. As far as the album, I have two other major features on the album, and the rest is me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to showcase, my creativity and kind of how I hold it down, and letting people get a vision of my life,
Mm-hmm. Something that's interesting is that you also have worked with Bun B.
Yeah,
Bun
man.
B, that's a legend. UGK.
Yeah. Bun was like I said early on in my career, like I said, there were certain people that I was able to build a relationship with. You know what I mean? At that time, I've always wanted to build with the people who were legendary, people that I really respected, that I believed that had lifelong careers. UGK goes down as probably one of the top 2 hip hop groups of all time. You know what I'm saying? So of course, if I have the opportunity to have a conversation, work with, or have dinner with somebody of that magnitude, man, of course I'm gonna soak up information like a sponge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we was able to to work and build, man. It was dope.
You mentioned that UGK is probably in the top 2 hip hop groups of all time. Who's the other one that you would name? I'd go Wu-Tang, but I want to see what you say.
So it's funny that you said. I was gonna say I would name 3.
Okay.
I would name NWA, UGK, Wu-Tang, and then I would have to throw Outkast in there too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
How about Cypress Hill? Cypress Hill's crazy too.
Yeah. No, Cypress was it, but I don't think that they had the impact as those other groups. You know what I'm saying? Again, you know what I'm saying? I'm from the West, so I fuck with Cypress. You know what I'm saying? But man, listen, man, NWA, Wu-Tang, UGK, and Outkast, they did something different to the industry, bro. I think. You know what I mean?
How about Tribe Called Quest?
Man, legendary for sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm a super Q-Tip fan. You know what I mean? But shit, yeah,
that's legendary too.
Legendary too, yeah. I got one for you. There's a group that never was a group that I've always wanted to be a group, but it never happened. But I think that they would be in the top 3 of all time.
And who's that?
Just Nas.
Warren G and Nate Dogg.
Well, they see. So it's funny that you said it because they was already a group, sort of already. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just like Nas and AZ because they had the firm. But I've always wanted just Nas and AZ to do an album. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be fire.
For real.
They did their thing on More Money, More Murder, More Homicide on Do or Die.
Right, on AZ's joint. But like I said, I just always wanted them to do a collaborative album because those two were like super on my radar. You know what I mean?
Can't forget about Life's a Bitch. It's classic.
Man, legendary.
Do you think AZ beat Nas on that track lyrically?
AZ can go. You know what I'm saying? He has a very consistent rhyme pattern too. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that. You know what I'm saying? Because them two is solid together.
Fire. AZ is underrated too. He's another one.
For sure.
Pieces of a Black Man, his sophomore album was another banger.
Bro, I listen to that album like all the time. I think that album got nowhere near the justice it needed to. You know what I mean?
Nope. How about the song that he had with RZA on there?
Which one was that?
I'm trying to remember the name exactly. It'll come to me. I'm trying to think. I can't think of it right off the top of my head for some reason, but I know which song. I know which song it is because it has RZA on there from Wu-Tang. I'm gonna look at my library. It's gonna be like one of those things that drives me nuts. I can't think of the name, but I have it right in my library. All I gotta type in is AZ and RZA. Whatever happened? There you go.
Okay, yeah.
But the intro on Pieces of a Man, New Life, it kicks right off there.
Yeah, man.
Classic. Very, very, very classic. You also had the opportunity to perform on David Letterman with The Game. That's big time.
Yeah. That was big, man. That, like I said, that was a learning curve for sure. You know what I'm saying? It really puts shit into perspective. It's like, yo, if you really handle your business and get on your shit, these bright lights can really get you to where you need to be at. You know what I mean? So, that was probably one of those few moments where I was like, shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
Did David Letterman say anything after your performance to you directly?
Yeah. It's funny because he was like, so you coming next? And I said, yeah. And he was like, man, and then, Game kind of told him, he was like, man, I, found a kid from Phoenix, Arizona. He's been signed for like 6 months at that particular point. You know what I'm saying? I just told him, I said, Dave, I'll see you when it's my time. You know what I mean? He was like, I'll be, you know what I mean? I've been on that shit from the beginning, but I was like, Dave, I'll see you when it's my time. And he was like, come on, man. I'm always here to welcome you back. So that was it.
Do you think that these late night hosts such as David Letterman, I mean, he's an old white guy. You think he really is a hip hop guy?
I don't, I think he's in tune. I think he kind of, you know what I'm saying, like kind of picks and choose, like, okay, well, he's that guy, he got a buzz, he's this. I think that he's in tune to the shit. I think a lot of them are, you know what I'm saying? But Dave, I think he, he don't ride around in his vet, you know what I'm saying, banging, the doctor's advocate, but or you know what I mean, or knocking Kendrick and some shit like that. But I think that he is in tune to what's going on for sure.
Same with Jimmy Fallon.
Man.
There's just certain times I just feel he's questionable. When Griselda performed on his show,
right?
I was just thinking to myself, I love you guys. I'm like, well, what if I asked him, what's your favorite song off of WWCD? I don't know if he could name one.
Right. Like, I mean, he might, but you get what's the guy? Was it Colbert and all types of other ones? Nah.
Stephen Colbert, yeah.
Yeah. It's over with at that point. You know what I'm saying? But
you've toured all over the world.
Yeah, man. Was able to go, been to London, Africa, Norway, Sweden, Japan, Australia. We did a pretty good run, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of fans over there, in the UK and in Europe, and we just can't wait for this whole COVID thing to kind of be over so we can all kind of get back to touring and really, being out there to really high five and, deal with the fans and shit. So, it's coming though. You know what I mean? We got some dates lined up for this summer. Like I said, man, we're gonna move around a little bit and lead into that album. So, we out here working.
You haven't let COVID stop you at all. That's the thing.
Nah. I mean, I've been safe though. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I mean, I take the necessary, steps and protocols to do what is needed to do to be safe. But during this whole COVID, lock in and shit like that and quarantine, man, I really just used it as a working tool. You know what I'm saying? I just really locked myself in and was able, to really tap into a certain spirit and energy and to start writing new music, being super creative, man, and really, putting together some great music and a great body of work.
The only thing that COVID is really restricted for artists are these performances. That's how artists really gain their money.
Facts.
The fact that COVID shut all that down destroyed the entertainment industry.
Yeah, but
not just you guys, but movies too.
Yeah, everything. But I also think that, man, as soon as we come up out this shit, we're gonna double cake it back. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it's going to be a new thrive, a new energy. I think that, it's going to be, it was already a thrill and an excitement then. I think it's going to be extra now at concerts. You know what I'm saying? So I think everything will work itself out.
You'll be holding an album release party too.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna do an EP release party and an album release party. You know what I'm saying? And then actually we're gonna go on a radio run. We're gonna go to New York. We're gonna go to Chicago, Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? LA. We're gonna move around to some of the hubs and, really, like I said, just start reconnecting and building with some of these supporters, man.
That's the most important thing, is that you're doing a lot of these interviews, because the more interviews you do, the more you get your name out there.
Facts.
Some of these artists are hell bent. They don't want to do interviews, and you can't jump on a Zoom call for 10 minutes,
Yeah, right. I'm here, man. Like I said, I fuck with you, Max. So baby, we here.
Oh, we definitely are. We definitely are. But David Letterman, besides that performance, what has been the biggest for you?
I had the opportunity to perform with Nas.
Oh, that's crazy. You got to get into this story. That's crazy, because that's the Emcee that you observed, and that's my favorite rapper of all time.
Right. So it's crazy because me and Game was doing this thing called the MTV $2 Bill series, and Game had a record with Nas, actually. You know what I'm saying? And I met him prior to the studio for him to come to see Game and shit. And even before I signed with Game asked me like, "Who's your favorite artist?" And I said Nas and Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? And so I get off the stage and I still got my mic in my pocket. And so Game is rocking with Nas, and then Game gets off and lets Nas do one record from his album to close out the show. And it was Made You Look. And
from God's Son.
Man, I'm just sitting there just rapping, and he was like, "Go out there with him." And he was like, "You got your mic still? Go ahead." I was like, "You serious?" He was like, "Do it, bruh." I went out there, rocked side by side with him. Nas invited it, like, "Come on, youngin." He got the rapping with me and shit. Like one of my top 5 moments of all time, brother. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing about it is I gotta find it on the internet, because it was on MTV too. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that was like my like, one of my biggest highlights, man, was when, that I was able to rock with somebody that I, respect as one of the GOATs in this particular industry, man, and was able to share a mic with him and just at least get his respect and love. You know what I'm saying? Like that holds weights in my eyes,
I've heard 2 stories about Nas, just about his personality. I've heard the side where he blows you off for your studio session back in the day in the 90s with people such as Biggie, Jay-Z,
right.
But then you hear the side of he let an artist such as you, who's up and coming and grinding out here, share the stage with him to rap his song.
Right. I mean, like I said, I think that came from, and like I said, I always got to commend Big Bro. Like I think a lot of that came from just his respect and love for Game, and then meeting me in that process that week, at the studio, and kind of, seeing me move and structure a little bit. I just think that was, super big on his behalf. You know what I'm saying? So, I tell people, man, my next mission is, man, I'm gonna try to get a record with Nas, and we're gonna light that shit on fire, man. Watch.
It's gotta happen.
Oh no, it's gonna happen. Trust that. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. I want it to happen. I think we need Nas doing more tracks with artists such as yourself instead of some people that he had on his newest album. I mean, he could have dumped some of those features off there, even though he did win a Grammy.
Yeah. I was gonna say, no, the album was solid.
It was, but some of the features they didn't belong.
Right. I mean, but I also look at it was, that was kind of a business move to tap into the younger demographic too. You know what I'm saying? I think the business and corporate shit played a part with that, because I even looked at it too, like, you got who in this motherfucker? Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Stop it.
This is probably going to surprise you. Did you look at the album feature list and think to yourself, why is Dave not on this? That's his artist. Why wasn't Dave on the album?
You know what's crazy is, but by me knowing kind of that situation, it didn't surprise me none, because I feel, and again, it's no issue, it's no situation. I think it's just like one of those situations like me and Game, where like, Dave kind of like, he won his own lane. Like, sometimes if somebody like a Nas or Game holds an artist too close, they'll always forever be pigeon-toed right next to them. And they'll never have the capacity or capability to break outside of that shadow. Like, you know, I used to kind of feel that way where it was like, oh, that's Juice, that's Juice, that's Juice, that's Game's artist. But I'm like, my nigga, like, respect me for my craft. Like, I know I'm signed to one of the biggest guys out here, but you throw me on a record, I'm bar for bar with anybody. You know what I'm saying? But the only way that you really can do that is by kind of standing in your own light. And like I said, once I started getting the respect from that, that's when I was like, you know what, this is the way that I got to take. But I think the Nas and Dave thing is that. I think it's still love. I think that, you know, there's no issues or none. I just think that Dave's kind of like, yo, you know, I can't run the Nas every time I need some, you know what I mean, the buzz or some shit like that. Like I gotta drop another Karma tape and run it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
His Karma tapes are always fire too.
Man, for sure. I fuck with Dave, man.
Dave is one of the best ones out here doing it right now. 100% official. I mean, that's hip hop right there. And we're talking to hip hop right here, of course, with Richie Evans, and we got 2 brand new singles.
Yes, sir.
Talk that shit.
Man, let me talk that shit.
Yeah, what's the message behind these 2 songs for the people that are listening right now that may have not tuned into the 2 singles yet, which they'll be in the rotation if you're listening to the station later on?
I appreciate that. You know what I mean? The Let Me Talk That Shit was just, you know, coming out of COVID and really positioning yourself to let you know, letting people know, like, nah, like I gets busy. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we can however you want to slice the pie, baby. We can go bar for bar, song for song, however you want to rack it up. I'm on deck. You know what I'm saying? So Let Me Talk That Shit was more of just a record, a position record, you know, just for my respect coming out on my own. You know what I'm saying? To kind of let them know, like, hey, man, you know, yeah, you may hear a couple radio singles, you may know me from rocking with Gang, but you hear me standing on my own, and you know a nigga really, really can get with it. So that's where the Let Me Talk That Shit record and you know, energy came from. The For You record, like I said, featuring Vito, you know, basically is you know, cut and dry. You know, the timing of the spring, the summer, you know what I'm saying? Something a little bit more aligned for the ladies in radio formats and, you know, things like that. So, you know, I think that we did a great job of dropping 2 records that taps into 2 different audiences, you know what I'm saying, that which hopefully all, you know, buy into the, you know, Richie Evans brand to lead into that whole project and really get a great body of work all together.
For You brings back those classic hip hop and R&B duos. When I talk about hip hop R&B duos, you talk about Hey Lover with LL Cool J and Boys to Men. You can talk about Biggie when he did that song with R. Kelly, Effing You Tonight. I mean, those are classic records.
And you know, that was, you know, it's funny that you say that because that was the type of energy that I was really trying to bring on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a 90s kid, so I kind of, you know, I fuck with that energy the long way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that, like I said, everybody taps into that, even some of the new younger generation, you know what I mean? And also, you know what I'm saying, people who's tapped in with mine, but I think that they are 2 stellar, solid records that'll really get the point across on both levels.
And Vito got the job done too. Not only you, he did his thing on the record.
For sure. No, for sure he did his thing, man.
Who are some producers that we can expect to hear that are going to be laying down the background for your story on this upcoming EP?
So there's a production team out of Detroit. They did a lot of work for Ross, 2 Chainz, Wayne, Jeezy. Their production crew called the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So they're super you know, they're super dope. There's a guy named Tariq from LA. You know what I'm saying? Paul Cabin and them, Tariq. They've done a lot of work with they got Wiz Khalifa, Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, they're you know, super dope. And then I've been trying to tap in with Cool and Dre, you know what I mean, to finish out the official. So yeah, man, we trying to get it right, bro.
Would you tap in with a throwback producer who still does his things, such as DJ Premier?
For sure.
Pete Rock.
You know what? I'm Premier legend. How could you not? Pete Rock too. There's a guy from Atlanta that I'm not sure. I mean, I think people know, you know what I'm saying, if you're versed in hip hop, but his name is DJ Toon.
Mm.
And he produced a bunch of records for Kanye, man. I really want to try to get in with him, man. He really he's a throwback producer, but he's super dope, bro. He's super dope.
Produce some
Super
Kanye classics.
For sure. Nah, for sure. You know what I mean? He did a lot of work for T.I., Kanye. He worked on a Nas album. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, he got that lineage in him. For
Did
sure.
you hear that on the new Khaled album? It's going to be a Nas Jay-Z song on there.
Bro, I seen that this morning and almost lost my shit. You know what I mean? But I think that needed to happen a little bit more sooner too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's be real, man. Like, Jay-Z and Nas are the, epitome of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the ones. So I've been wanting to hear more records with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that they're, doing it now.
I am too. And their beef still sparks conversations and discussions of who won, who didn't win.
Right.
In my mind, I always say Nas won hands down. I don't care what anyone says.
Come on, man. I don't even argue with you on that. I'm in full agreement. I let that be. I don't even touch it no more. I'm like, Ether was it for me, brother.
It was Ether. It definitely was. And right now, I'm curious to hear that track because I said it a few weeks ago. Actually, Nas is in his bag right now.
Yeah, no, right now. But let's be clear though. Hove is Hove though. Hove's pen is no slouch either though. You know what I'm saying? Do not get it confused. Hove talks that talk heavy. It's just he just ran into a heavier one. You feel me? So I get it.
Because I said that I even said it. If you want to criticize me and kill me all you want, I think King's Disease is better than 444. And I just feel as though that.
Oh, for sure. Oh no, hands down. No argument with you on that. For sure. For sure.
As of late, I said that Nas has been killing Nas has been killing Jay-Z on the records as of late.
Yeah, I 1,000% agree with you on that, with no debate.
Even the short EP that he had with Kanye, that was better than the Carters. I mean, that was.
So here, I didn't sleep through that project. I just didn't get the vibe like I did with King's Disease. You know what I'm saying? Like I was locked into King's Disease. For
I was
sure.
too.
But the one with Ye, I had to keep giving it chances to get in it. You know what I'm saying? But shot the Nas though.
Adam and Eve, that was a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
There's some bangers on the EP. People sleep on it. Sleep on it, but it's definitely something to go and revisit from time to time. I'm just looking forward to what you have coming up. You've got a lot in store here.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, we got the 2 records. Let Me Talk That Shit available now on all platforms. We got the For You record that just dropped with Vito. Like I said, man, I'm dropping the EP, you know what I mean, Highly Favored, and then we're going to drop that official debut album after that, man. So, and everybody listening, tune in with your guy, you know what I mean? Follow me on tune in with me on all my social sites at Who Is Richie, you know what I mean? Talk to me, I talk back, and you know what I'm saying? Let's run it up this summer, brother.
That's a fact. Before I let you go, I know you wanted to talk sports and entertainment, of course. So sports, your teams, because you were born in Pennsylvania, you moved to Arizona, grew up there. Who are your teams? Are you a Cardinals fan?
Okay, so we're gonna start with football. I'm an Eagles fan.
Okay.
Basketball, I'm a Kobe fan, so of course I'm a Laker fan. You feel me?
I respect that.
So I gotta throw that out there. Now, I am a Cardinals fan. I do root for the home team. You know what I'm saying? I think that they got better this year for sure. I think that they will be in the hunt for the playoffs. I'm not sold on our quarterback yet.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I think he has all the intangibles, but I think that they expect him to be Russell Wilson-like, and Russell Wilson is 1-on-1. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm gonna give him a shot and give him a chance. We got some some great trades. We got some great trades and things like that happening. So that's cool. The Phoenix Suns is looking good. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're actually number one in the West right now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they're looking like they're going to be some contenders. So, you know, I mean, my team is looking good. Like I said, I got to get my, you know, we just traded my quarterback Carson Wentz. You know what I'm saying?
All the way to the Colts.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we're going to give the young fella a shot, you know what I'm saying, the rookie, and see what we can do and go from there. So we all right.
At least you saw a Super Bowl win in your lifetime.
Facts, brother. Facts. Who you rocking with?
The Jets. That stinks.
You know, okay. I still got hope for you, my guy. I still got hope for you.
I don't know about that. Maybe when I'm 6 feet underground, maybe in 100 years.
Man, but yeah.
The Lakers, though, you saw the win last year in the finals.
Yeah, man. I need them to do it again, though. Like I said, and I think we'll be all right. I just think they needed to rest up a little bit, get healthy. I know AD just came back, I want to say, this week, and I think Bron is supposed to be coming back next week. So it's about the right time to, you know, kick it in third gear and really, you know, start doing this playoff hunt.
How about for baseball? I'm curious with this one.
I'm not, you know, truthfully, I'm not a baseball fan. I've never really been a solid baseball fan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, don't get me wrong. I mean, that's something I just never been my thing, you know.
It's boring, right?
I don't know. It just wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying?
There was a time when I was younger, I considered baseball boring. And you got to have a lot of patience to sit there through a 3-4 hour game. And then if there's extra innings, forget about it. You're there till 1 a.m.
Man, for sure.
I know what you mean. 100%. Let's see the Lakers get back on track here. I need them to win, actually, because if the Nets go to the finals, I need the Lakers to destroy them.
Facts.
As a Knicks fan, I need them to go down. I can't be having that. Not in New York. I can't have Brooklyn, who should be in Jersey.
I think your Knicks are going to be all right in about 2 years.
I think so too.
I mean, I see the upside coming. You know what I'm saying? So y'all going to be all right.
Julius Randle is apparently now a superstar player out of nowhere. Yeah. He's on the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he didn't flourish like that with us, but he blossoming for y'all, so that's good.
That's important. Richie Evans. Man. Any other words here for the audience? Any other words?
Man, my man, I just want to say I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I, you know, touch up top out east, I'm going to make sure I come by and check on you a little bit. Make sure y'all get them 2 new singles right now that's out on all platforms. Let me talk that shit for you. Follow me on Instagram. That's at whoisrichie. Talk to me, I talk back. Highly favorite coming soon. Max, I appreciate you, baby.
No doubt. You know, when you drop the EP, you know, we got to get you back on if you're doing a radio run for that, as well as the album. You know, we'll do as many interviews as you want. Get that music promoted, especially when you're doing real hip hop. You're 100% welcome on the show. I mean, these rap artists I got to interview. It makes me sick.
man, I'm gonna make sure I tap in with you because I'm gonna be, I think, on the tour list in May. I'm supposed to be in New York, upstate somewhere with Pooh Shiesty. I'll let you know though, you know what I'm saying? And if it's around, we make sure, man, we'll come and show love, you know what I'm saying? And build from there.
Shout out to your manager, Victor, for reaching out and setting it up too. He's a beast manager, press kits, everything. Yeah, I didn't even have to go and really, I went and listened to some interviews that you did and read some articles, but always have that extra research behind it. But that press kit came real in handy for you.
Man, come on, man. Shout out my man, Vic, man. He always been on time for the boys. So that's always love. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Richie Evans, I want you to take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. The 2 singles are in the rotation up here. WSJU St. John's University. Rock with the real hip hop. Rock with Richie Evans.
My man. Love.
Peace.